Good morning. Good morning, you beautiful radiant beings. It's Lila Gonzalez here, and today, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a position where you didn't like the way your arms looked? You felt weak, maybe? Hey, Brad, good morning. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Have you ever felt like you didn't like the way your arms felt, like you either weren't strong enough, or you didn't like the way they looked, or they felt really tight? Today I'm going to talk all about the arms and what's really neat about all these videos that I'm doing is that it's just a way to get to know yourself better. When you get to know your ribs, when you get to know your shoulders, when you get to know your arms, and I'll go through the rest of the body over the next few days, you get to know yourself. You get to know your personality better even. You get to see like, why, oh, I didn't realize I was always doing that with my shoulders, tucking always back, 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 back. Like yesterday, we talked about the shoulders back all the time, and instead letting your elbows float forward. And we're going to talk about the arms here as they relate to the shoulders and ribs in a minute. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this later. I was going to do this little thing I did it the other day with you guys, where Britt, I'm curious. You are a strong woman, but also, I would say strong, and I'm going to talk about being strong and soft today. And I don't know if strong and soft resonates with you, Britt, or anybody else out there, men or women both. It's like we want to be strong, but we don't want to be hard. We want to be soft, but we don't want to be weak. And so today I'm going to talk about that. It's like, how do we work with our arms to get strength from within and really have control so that you can light up at any time, but you can also soften like a kitty cat. Like when a kitty cat is resting, you'll be able to have that feeling today. So, I'll just give you an idea. I help. The reason I'm so interested in sharing content, sharing all of this stuff about the body is because I help ambitious leaders really grow their life, grow their businesses. Entrepreneurs start businesses, and the thing is you need your body. You need your body to move you forward in life. So this is really for people who want to live a more dynamic lifestyle. They want to live a more awakened lifestyle in terms of, to their body, mind system. Like, how can you control your body? What are you even doing? Like, bringing awareness to it. Like, are you always slumping over? Are you always going back with your shoulders? Are you always, tight with your arms? And it's a practice. It's not for everybody. Okay? Let me take that back. I say that. It is for everybody, but just not everybody's ready, or not everybody's interested, or it's not a priority for everybody. So I honor wherever you are. So let's get started. I'm doing this little thing. You see me looking down at the magic box. I call the phone the magic box because it's this thing you can, it's just amazing. You can just do so much with it. It's like a computer and a phone and a journal, and we could go on and on and on, a game. So the arms, I'm going to write it down so y'all can see it. 10 steps. So, I love this thing. 10 steps. So we've done the heart and the shoulders, and today, victory arms. Woohoo! So I was a cheerleader. And I'll tell you what, I didn't even think about this. I remember as a middle schooler and a high schooler, not having a whole lot of self-confidence, feeling pretty scared about life. I didn't have a very safe home, and school felt scary. I got good grades, but was bullied by, we had this term growing up, I don't know about you guys, we had this term growing up called gritters. From Dayton, Ohio, we had gritters. And what it was is just people that were kind of tough, people that were kind of tough and might have had a mullet or not. But I felt like I was kind of bullied by the gritters. And then in high school by some of the goth people. They would kind of tease me. They would tear up my, I laughed, but it was scary. They would tear up, somehow they would find my report card when it would come out, and they would tear it up. take my purse, threw it in the trash. I mean, just all sorts of stuff. So I never really felt like I fit in, and yet I always fit in-ish with everybody. And so, but it was this really uncomfortable situation often. So I was a cheerleader in Victory Arms. I mean, I think cheerleading probably helped save my life in some ways, because I was, scared in the inside, but I was always putting my body in this position of this. And what that does is it lets your mind feel happier, more dynamic. You're moving forward, more hopeful, more uplifting. If you get your body up, you get your emotions up, you feel better. And so it may not happen right away. You may have to do it after a little while. But, for me, even I came here to, same thing, I came here to Denver, Colorado, quite a mess emotionally. I was going through a divorce. I left my career. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was financially quite broke. I was in a lot of physical pain. I was drinking a lot, drinking every day, drinking white wine every day. And so I had been doing a bunch of yoga, and this is even after I had done a whole yoga teacher training program. I was doing yoga every day. I was even teaching yoga, and I was still not happy. I couldn't find it. It was like I couldn't find my happiness. It was like no matter where I went, whether I went to the glass of wine or went to the yoga studio, it was like, and that's okay. It takes time sometimes to find your happy again if you lose it. And what this has done for me, these Victory Arms, this radiant heart, the shoulders wide, it's allowed me to wake up to loving myself. And I want the same for you. I want you to be able to love yourself more. I want you to be able to see yourself as a radiant being, as a bright, loving soul who deserves so much love. I want you to feel uplifted. As you age, this is going to happen unless you take control. It just is, I mean, the back of your neck, if it's hard right now, you got to do something. I'm just saying, I'm serious. I'm going to talk about the head later in another video, but this right here, hard down, always this, you're not going to feel good. You're going to be tired. You're going to fall asleep in the middle of a meeting. You're going to have aches and pains. You may already. Here's what else I'm going to tell you. I've done a cadaver lab, so I've gone in and seen what's underneath the skin, and just through my bowspring training here in Denver, Colorado. Thanks, Desi and John. They took us to a cadaver lab, and this was so fascinating. What the gentleman said, he was very the kind of guy you'd imagine at a cadaver lab. I mean, just brilliant with the human body, and the way he described it, it was amazing. But what he said was, and I'm going to get to the arms in a minute, but what he said was that the ribs oftentimes will be, because of the posture, because of your posture potential. I don't know, I can't see your body right now. But because of your posture, your ribs might be pushing on the back of your physical heart, on the back of your heart. And what he said was a lot of people's heart, if it's enlarged, it's because the ribs are pushing on that heart. And then the heart's having to grow on that side to create more, strength to push against the pressure of your ribs. So if your ribs are pushing against your heart for years and years and years, your poor little heart is it's gonna not feel good. Let's just say that. And it's gonna, enlarged heart, it's gonna feel pressured. You're gonna feel closed off emotionally even. You're gonna not be able to let go of what you're like, why can't I don't know about you. Have you ever been in that space of like, why can't I let it go? Like, I don't want to think about this anymore. I just want to let it go. And that's what a lot of this is about. So let's talk about the arms, because the thing is, you hold in your body your past on the back. So opening up this space, you can let go. Hey, Emily, strong and soft. Yes, such a tough balance. So good to see y'all. I love the hearts. So the arms, let's talk about the arms. So first we talked 2 days ago about the ribs. Then everything is like wings, your little birdie. So everything from here, right around your T12, thoracic 12 vertebrae, we'll talk about that later, but another day. But right around here, this is where your wings start. So your ribs, right here. Your ribs go wide all the way around. Your shoulders go wide and up. So it's forward, wide, and apart. Everything up from the waist up. Forward, wide, and apart. forward, wide, and apart. Okay? So that's like wings, like a bird. You're going to fly. Brothers and sisters, fly. So the ribs go wide, shoulders go wide. And here's the thing about the arms. Most of the time, your elbows are back, like we talked about yesterday. Most of the time, your arms are bent. Okay? So what you just want to do, and I'm going to talk about, you'll see how I have my hands often like this, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. We call that seed hands. Real soft folding in. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but I'll give you a little peekaboo. So with the arms, what that does is it gives you a little bit of it allows you to engage the arm. So your fingers, if they're doing this all the time, you're going to be flabby over here. It can't engage. Bringing it in, it's going to be, see, a little bit better. Or not better, but you just have more control, strength. It can be flabby. I want you to be flabby. I want you all to be softer. And I want you to be able to strengthen. So at any moment that you need to. So you get to play with it. Shoulders float on top of your ribs. Since the shoulders are just floating on top of the ribs and not weighed down, your arms can just float. And so I'm going to challenge you guys to do zombie arms sometimes. Because if you're not pushing your arms straight, I call them zombie arms sometimes. It's funny. Zombie stuff is hot right now, right? You push your arms forward, then your ribs can get bigger and your shoulders can lift up. If your elbows are always bent, like you'll see even in yoga. How many of you guys do yoga and you're in yoga like this? Everything's like bent. There's not really a whole lot going on. It's just there in space. So I'm asking you to really from your ribs, from your shoulders, from your arms, be victorious. Even if you don't feel it, this will help you get there. Okay? So you'll see victory arms. Even blind children, when they think that they've won the race at the end, this is what they do. They can't see what they're doing. It's just a physical form that the mind knows, that the brain knows to say, hey, when I feel winning, when I feel successful, when I feel victorious, lift my arms, open the heart, rise the shoulders, open everything up. So you can just play with it. I'm going to give you a couple exercises now. So how would you do this? You're going to just walk around like this all the time? Maybe a little bit. There's a couple things you can do though. In the morning, put your hands on the wall like you're victorious, and then move your ribs side to side. You'll notice how much movement I have in my ribs. You probably won't have that much at first, but it'll take a little time because the back is going to be tight. But you can put your arms like a V and move. Okay? So that's one way. And then another way is just to leap. Woo! Leap. Leap. So we call these tease leaps. You see the belly gets long, victorious, yay! Smile on your face, smile on your lips, spirit in your heart. So this is, it's such simple exercises. If you're at home and you want to get to the gym, you want to get to the yoga studio, you want to go outside and walk, but you're not doing it, it's just too hard to get your shoes on to get there, it's too hot outside, you're too busy, you don't need to go. You don't have to do all that. Honestly, you just need to get a little bit of spring in your step and move and open. So this, you do 10 of them, try it. Now I'm a little bit even like, whew, I feel my breath. I feel my heart rate up. I feel my breath lifted. And then also with your arms, I want you to think about rainbowing your sides, rainbowing your ribs. So here you'll see not like this, but like this, okay? And then you get in the sides, and you can pulse, and I'll talk about the legs later. But this is the way to wake up. I call this video Wake Up with Lila, because it is wake up. It's like wake up to the morning, wake up to the day, wake up to yourself. Like, do you even know who you are? Do you even know what your ribs are doing? Do you know what your shoulders are doing? Do you know how your arms are? And here's the deal. You won't have to worry. I'm going to teach you what to do with your hands. I'm going to teach you all sorts of rest of the part of the lower body too. But if you want your arms to feel stronger, if you want them to feel more even, so for example, even with my arms, you'll see I'm working on the tricep is a little bit looser, but that's simply because, and I want my tricep to be loose. I want everything to be loose, but then be able to engage it. So that you can see here it's a little looser. That is because, you're gonna love this, the bicep's tighter. Why is the bicep tighter? That little thumb. So if your bicep is tight, for example, on your right side, this is my right thumb, that's my texting thumb, my Facebook scrolling thumb. On the cell phone, the magic box here, right? Ooh, that went, the magic box and the computer don't want to play. So this bicep is tight because the thumb is always working. So I'm going to teach you tomorrow how to work with your hands to soften the tops of your hands, to lengthen and soften your thumb so your biceps are not as tight. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're texting all the time, Facebook scrolling, this, what's it going to do? This is going to continue to get weakened because this is tightened. So you're going to have an imbalance in your arm from this thumb all the time. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, right? Did you ever imagine that your thumb could have such an impact on your triceps down here, right? So I'm going to teach you tomorrow how your pinky edge of your, hey, yeah, nice to see you too, Chica. I love y'all. Hearts to y'all. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Yeah, if this makes sense to you, if you like this, if you want to share it, if anybody you know could use, is having shoulder pain, is having back pain, is chest, tightness, anything like that, it's all connected. So just share it, help them out. And so back to the arm. So I'm going to teach you tomorrow how your pinky edge of your arm is actually connected to your tricep here. And then how you can actually start to play with how to engage. So you'll see, it's a little bit on this side. So you'll see I can play with my hands, and that's really what's controlling the arm. And we'll talk more about the fascia tomorrow. I'm going to do another series on fascia and some other stuff that describes but this is just the parts of the body. I just want you to know the parts of your body, how to shape. That's this first series, these 10 videos. All it is what parts of your body. I'm going to give different parts of your body, like today or 2 days ago was rib cage, and then it was shoulders, and then it was arms, and then it'll be hands, and we'll go to the lower body. And then I'll talk a little bit more about how to put it all together, how to integrate it, and then how to move it. But right now, you can start to think, hey, oh, I love your mama. Emily said, shared with my mama, I love your mama. She's such a beautiful soul. And I'll say, I look forward to coming back to Ohio at some point and seeing you guys. And just, I'll tell you what, your mom's got the best laugh. Let's just say that. She's got that big smile on that laugh. It's just, anytime you think about her, you just think, man, smile on your face. So thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that heartfelt moment. That felt really good. All right. So back to the arms. Let me see. What else do I want to share? Yeah, forward, wide, and apart. The victory arms, forward, wide, and apart. Why do you want to do that? Trick your mind if you're down, okay? But even if you're not, if you got to go on stage, if you need to go into a sales meeting, for example, if you want to go into an interview, anything where you feel nervous, there's Amy Cuddy has the power posture the power posture. If you've seen one of the TED Talks, she does this talk about where you stand like 2 minutes like this, and it can really change your life in terms of how you feel more confident. All the chemicals that run through your body are gonna open you up to more positivity, to more confidence, and I can talk about the science later. But one difference between Amy Cuddy and I, and Amy Cuddy and what I teach and my teachers teach, is that this is a static power pose. Static power pose. This is a dynamic power pose. Okay? So I'm asking you to consider, do you want to be powerful in a moment? And that you may want to. Do you want to be powerful right here, right now? Steady? Or do you want to be powerful when you're on the move? Okay? And so just consider, hey, Kenyon, Oh, you're super active. You powerful. You got the victory arms. I'm sure you get this totally. You're really in tune. I would imagine, at least, with all of the adventures that you're on, Kenyon. He does this crazy thing. I forget what you call it, but it's like a squirrel flying through air where you spread the wings, spread the legs, and I don't remember what that's called, but these Colorado people, they're wild. They do all sorts of wild stuff. They like fly through the air with nothing on, and I've heard this is a squirrel suit type thing. I forget what you call it, but it's pretty cool. So someone like that surely has to be pretty in tune with their body. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the arms, and then I'll let you go practice. And I would love it if this resonates with you, like it, share, heart, and all that. But also, what I'd really love to see is just if you're trying it out, if you're practicing, if you're feeling like, wow, my ribs could really get bigger and open, and I could breathe more if I straighten my arms. So if anything like that is happening to you, if you're practicing and you're like, wow, this happened, or I felt really emotional, I was like crying, or wow, I feel more energetic, anything like that, please share. I just love celebrating with you. I really do. I just love hearing about what's going on in your life and how you're, even if it's not working, you're like, I don't like that. I'd like to hear that too, because that's really insightful for me. It's like, that didn't work for you. Okay. Well, I wonder why, So it's really, I guess a little bit of feedback goes a long way. Okay, let's talk about the arms just a little bit more. The arm muscles, okay, so you have your bone, and I'm going to talk about fascia, the connective tissue that wraps around, connects it all. That's actually what keeps you up. But the muscles and the bones you can control through your engagement with the fascia. But I just want to talk about the positioning. So that's what these videos are about, is about the positioning. So you'll see here as I'm rotating my muscle, your muscles don't go up and down straight like this, connect to connect, bone or joint to joint. They don't connect like this. They actually spiral. Just like your DNA, nothing in your body is straight. No cells, no muscles, no connective tissue direction. Nothing is straight. Everything's a curve and a spiral and a spinning and a moving forward and a fluid and a letting go, expansive, contractive. Nothing is a straight line, even your bones. So you're going to learn just in these videos what the directionality is of an expansive positioning versus a contractive. So an expansive positioning, a dynamic posture, is where you have your arm muscles rolling out versus in. And if you look at it, it makes sense. This, the arm muscles in, closing, arm muscles out, opening. So you got to find the sweet spot. If you go too much, the back closes. If you go too much, the back closes. You go too much this way, the front closes. Yeah? And then, so you find the sweet spot. But to be dynamic and lift up, they're generally going to roll out. Until you're at a certain point, then they'll roll in. If they're all the way up. But we'll talk about, that's advanced. You don't have to go all there. And then your muscles around your forearms spiral the opposite way. So from joint to joint, you'll have spirals of muscles go, they'll spiral from the, for example, your biceps and triceps spiral out, your forearm muscles spiral in, and then we want our hands spiraling out. Okay? So you're just a little DNA strand all the way around. Mother Nature finds what works. Mother Nature finds what works and then repeats it over and over and over again. So that's all you're doing. So you can start thinking about yourself spiraling instead of moving straight. Makes sense once you start thinking about it, right? And if it doesn't, that's okay. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I love this. If you want a book to look at some of this stuff from a direction standpoint, all of the anatomies here, but from a movement direction standpoint, it doesn't align with everything that I teach. Everything that with the Bowspring, a dynamic Some of this is more static, so I don't teach everything in terms of what's in here, but from an anatomical standpoint, this is an amazing book. And look at these pictures. Woo-wee. Look at that, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So you see there on your back, right behind your ribs, pectoralis major and minor, and then how it's connected to the muscles on the arms. See that? And you can tell they don't go up and down, they actually spiral, and they you know, and then as you move, they spiral in a certain direction. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can get another, one more here. Photo. I didn't expect to bust this book out. Probably will more often. I love this. So you see here, same thing. Number 12 there is your shoulder connecting with your bicep, muscle spiraling. So I'm not going to talk too much, do an anatomy lesson. That might not have been helpful. I don't know. I hope it was. You can see, I think it's so helpful to be able to see what's underneath your skin. Do you even know what's going on under there? Maybe, maybe not. But now you know a little bit more. Okay, what's the homework? Try it out. Try to fill your heart up. Step 1, radiant heart. Fill up your ribs. Stay big, on the back side of your ribs especially. Widen your shoulders and collarbones. Lift them up. Let them ride on your ribs. Rise your arms, straighten them. And then sway side to side, up and down. You can even bend them. One more I'll show you. These called ecstasy arms. So you can keep them forward, elbows, and place your hands on your head and lift up, side to side, up and down. And the intent is to really get your arms open away from your ribs so that more of this can open up, more capacity for breath, more capacity for your heart space to have love. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So it's amazing. Like I've been on here, chatting with you for about almost a half hour and talking about the arms, talking about victory pose, talking about how you can, I'm going to tell you what, if you're in the grocery store and you're irritated with somebody, if you're in traffic and you're bothered by, got a little road rage or irritation, if you're watching the news and bothered by the politics, if somebody in your life is irritating you or you're scared about something, you don't want to have a conversation, you have a difficult conversation coming up. I don't know about you, but I've had to have some difficult conversations in my life. And some have been easier than others, but here's what I'll tell you. If you use this body, your body, this pose, this positioning in your body, life will be more peaceful. Life will be more easeful. You'll have more confidence. You'll feel better. You'll feel like you can move forward. If you feel stuck in life, do 10 of these every day. Okay? Fake it till you make it sometimes. And I don't mean fake it like you got to be not authentic. I mean, do the things that you're uncomfortable doing. Do the things that don't feel quite right. Do the things, but they're going to get you somewhere good. Just fake it. Even if you're not happy sometimes, if you want to feel better, the physical sensation that your mind feels from you turning the corners of your lips up will actually give you a little bit of happiness. It's not going to change. Maybe it will change your life. I don't know, but in a day. But practice. Lift everything up. If this is what your tendency is, and you're stuck and you're sad and you can't get away forward, you have no way. You have no hope for a relationship. You have no hope for more wealth in your life. You have no hope to get to that destination that you've always wanted to travel with. If that's the case, get your body lifted. Get your face lifted. Okay? Try it out. I always say, don't have to believe everything I say. One of my spiritual mentors, Earl Raj Purdy, says that. Don't believe anything I say, but try it. If you want. Try it. See what happens. Okay? More peace in the world, more peace in your heart. Okay? Love you. If I'm so excited, I just So excited. I just chatted with people at the retreat center yesterday, and I'm going to share the website soon. So if you're interested in a retreat here in Colorado in November, it's the weekend of 11/11. That's why I'm like so stoked. So we're going to do some manifestation type work. It's a retreat for leaders. You know, if you're a service leader, an entrepreneur, anybody who considers yourself as a leader or wants to be a leader, even in your home, if you're a mom and you lead, you know, your family, this is a really good place for you to come, because as a leader, you work hard and you deserve to be taken care of, period. That's what it's about. You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve some space and some time to vision for yourself for next year, because it will be 11/11. So whatever you want for 2018, this is going to be a really nice way to kind of ground into that for the winter, for the remaining part of the year. So yeah, super excited about that. And I'm going to do a video on sharing about speaking event, but I'm also speaking here, so excited, in Denver in September and October. September, Stern Storming Live, and October, Her World, and then November is the retreat. So tons going on, tons coming up. And then I'm starting an amazing program for same thing for leaders who really want to get into their body, really want to know their body, because many of you are bright. I know it. Many of you are smart. Many of you may have everything you need, but your body's not feeling good. If your body's hurting, if you feel stuck, you don't have the energy you want, you need to do something about it at some point, whenever you're ready, right? But do something about it, whether it be work with me and this, you know, whole full-on integration program. It's, you know, energetic and body integration, and then also moving through whatever's like the blockage is holding you back from your vision moving forward, whether it be in your business or your relationships, whatever it is. We're going to use your body and your mind system to get you where you want to go, right? You can do that. So reach out. Hey, woke up with a super stiff neck on the left side and did this stuff with you, and it feels much better. Yes, that's the jammy jam. I'll tell you what, Emily, that just made my day. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, so Emily says she woke up with a stiff neck on her left side, and she did this stuff with me, and it feels much better. Exactly. It's like, it doesn't take much. You don't have to do even a whole lot. Ribs full, shoulders wide, arms lifted, and then a little bit of movement, you know, to open up and bounce. And you get, you know, life can get at you. You got to get at it. Okay? Don't let life get at you. Get after it. Get up and just move a little bit, and you feel better. Yep. I love hearing that, Sweet Pea. I'm going to continue. There'll be 10 videos total. I'll teach you all parts of the body, and then we'll work on integrating and doing some more movements and all of that kind of stuff as we go along. And thank you for being here. I'm just grateful to share. And like I said, this early morning hour is my power hour. And so I get the opportunity to be my morning zippity-doo-dah self with you. And that's really fun for me, because I don't have that kind of energy always in the evenings. And so it feels almost like a little celebration every morning that I'm here with you, and I get to share what I love. And to hear somebody like a new mom, especially, like, the last thing you need is a super stiff neck. You have a whole day ahead of you with things to do and a baby to care for, and a husband, and yeah. So the last thing you need is a super stiff neck. And any of you, the last thing you need is super stiff anything. One piece of advice I'm going to give you, two sweets, and anybody, is sugar. The more sugar you have, the stiffer you're going to be. Your hips, especially, anywhere around your digestion. So just watch the sugar intake, because you'll just notice it in your skin, everywhere, but especially in the stiffness area. The less sugar, the more open your muscles and connective tissue in particular will feel, because the sugar leads to dehydration and brittleness in the connective tissue, and swelling also. So if you feel puffy, it's sugar often. Maybe not. You know, I'm not your doctor. But most likely stiffness and all that kind of stuff. So so check it out. Like, have no dessert, have no one less soda. I don't know. Everybody's got a different form of sugar. We're all addicted to it. It's like the most addictive thing in the country. They say it's more addictive than heroin. I'm not a sugar scientist by any means, but they say some of the science that's coming out is just over and over and over talking about the challenges that America is having as it relates to sugar, diabetes, people being overweight, less energy, even anger and stuff can be caused. There's been some mental health connections with sugar. So just watch it, watch what happens, and then you can even experiment with yourself. Like, what would it be like? I'll tell you what, you go off of sugar for 3 weeks, your friends will notice. They will say to you, wow, your eyes are brighter. You look so good. What's going on? Your skin, you won't be so puffy. Like, part of the reason you can even see some of my muscles is because I don't eat a lot of sugar. So it's like, I just don't have that extra, it's really not weight. It's sometimes just inflammation. And so I didn't know I was going to go on all that sugar rant, but it's just, it's a challenge, and I get it. I get it. When I get challenged, when I get nervous in my business, I sometimes find myself going and getting some M&Ms or something, and it's a trigger. I get triggered by stress, and I turn to sugar. And I don't know about you, but some of you are probably doing the same thing. So if you're not feeling good in your body, check out your sugar train, and see if you can get cut off the caboose or something. I love you. Hugs galore. Happy day. I'm going to a meeting today with a friend. I've got a friend here and fellow author and colleague from Scotland. She's Australian, but she lives in Scotland. She's here and for a week and doing amazing things here. And we're going to go to a meeting together. So I feel like I get to take a friend to a meeting. And so that's really fun. So we're gonna go play. We're gonna go learn at the Boost Denver meeting. It's an amazing educational networking group for entrepreneurs and anybody really. Even if you just want a new friend in Denver, they're amazing people that go. So come, yeah, I love you. Namaste, friends. Namaste. My heart bows to your heart. My radiance, my straight arms, my strong, wide shoulders bows to your strong, wide shoulders. Namaste.